did not have any time to grade your test last night either. I apologize for that. Right. Okay, I'm going to start off with some good news. A couple pieces of good news, actually. I did bring one of possibly 3 class pets that we may have. It depends, guys. I'm talking, I can always take them home. I'd actually rather them be here though. So we have Leo. He's a leopard gecko. He's very wonderful. If in the future you would like to hold him, I would prefer not to pass him around between a bunch of people in one day. Okay. So if you would like to hold him in the future, you can come in early, grab him, have him at your desk. Okay. He's very chill, calm. He's never bitten anyone. So just don't poke his face and he probably won't bite you. Good. Thunder is the next one that I am planning to bring back. But as you can see, there's nowhere to currently put him, really. His tank is like 3 times bigger than that tank. So I am trying to see if I can make that happen. Okay. So like I said, make sure if you do hold him, like let me know if you've never held a lizard before and I'll teach you how to do it. Okay. We did pick our winners, which was a very difficult choice. There was at least 3 more that I had a really hard time not choosing for the index cards. But we had to make a decision, so it was between the 2 of us. So one of our winners, and these people will get some extra credit on their index card assignment. Sonia.
Let me see Tanya's. I'm not impressed.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Ariana.
Not top 3 worthy.
Malia with another Disney.
Okay, that's the only one.
Disney always has their heart. So in the future, if you want to win, try Disney. We have Angel. This one makes you want to go on vacation. Just want to like pretend like I'm sitting under that little palm tree or something. And Haley. Very nice, very nice. All right, like I said, actually this period had a bigger stack of like first round winners that we had to cycle through. So
What round was I in?
you guys had a lot of really, really good ones. Okay. A couple of announcements. Your Unit 2 notes are due Friday. I think I told you this at the end of class yesterday. You have practice problems. Okay, the notes should be done, unless you missed a day. But there are practice problems. So I would like you, in a perfect situation, you would do those practice problems today, / maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow after school, I'm going to post an answer. So what I don't want is for you to wait for the answer key and copy my answer, right? That's not good learning, okay? So be responsible, do the practice problems before you look at the answers. But because I'm giving you the answers Thursday, you should have no problem finishing the packet by Friday, correct? Okay, good. So I'll have this on the agenda to remind you, and I'll send you reminds to remind you. Cover your noses. Unit 3 syllabus statements are ready for you, okay? So you may start those today if you would like. There's not a whole lot. So some groups have like, I think one group has 4 people on a slide. Some groups have 3 people. I think all groups have at least 3 people. So remember, if you run out of things to contribute on the actual slides, where can you contribute? The vocab. Wonderful. Today we are going to get on microscopes actually. But as you know, we don't have enough microscopes for everybody. So what we're going to do is there's 2 drawing assignments. One drawing assignment will be in your Unit 3 packet, page 4. One drawing will be on a blank sheet of paper. So as we are drawing here, we need to go over the drawing rules. So I'm going to review the drawing rules. If you need the drawing rules out, Remember, they're in the Unit 2 presentation. You also have them in your Unit 2 packet, okay? So I'm going to review those rules real quick, and then we're going to get out the microscopes, and I'll show you what to do. So half of you, or however many microscopes we can get out, will be drawing from a slide under the microscope. You pick a slide, you pick a magnification, you draw from that slide, okay? The other half of you are going to be drawing based off of a photo given to you in the presentation, okay? So half of you will start drawing from the photo, half of you will start drawing from the microscope, and we'll switch. You do have a test on Monday. So what I'm going to need is for you guys to, if you're on the microscope, drawing from the microscope, and you start running out of time, I'm going to need you to get a picture. Okay, because at some point I'm going to have to get you off the microscope, but you can draw from a picture on your phone. Okay? Yes.
What is the test?
Test is just Unit 3. So Unit 3, a lot of it is review and most of it is pretty basic information. And I apologize, but I cannot change the date of the test. Okay, so if you want to be prepared, you can always do your notes early. But today we're going to do those drawings. And for my group that had the syllabus statement that needed drawings, these are those drawings, the microscope drawings. Okay? All right. So really quickly, I'm going to review those rules. So if you want to go to the presentation, you can go to slide 12 or it's in your packet. So remember, when you are drawing, you must be using blank paper and sharp pencil. We have a pencil sharpener next to Leo's cage. And I have pencils if you need them. Remember to center the drawing on the page. If you look at page 4 in your notes, I gave you basically only half a page. Okay, so use that space. Don't draw it in a corner. Make sure it's kind of in the middle. We already have, for the drawing under the microscope, you're going to get an 8.5 by 11. So you want to draw in the middle and shoot for about 50% of the space being taken up. Labels, remember we need straight horizontal lines, printed, not cursive. So you should probably have a ruler out. And lines are clear, not smudged. Remember to stipple, which means you're going to use dots to shade rather than lines to shade. If you need shading, you may need shading, you may not. Remember, only to draw what is seen, don't add structures. And your title should be very specific. Okay. I will practice with you how to put a scale bar. So those of you that are starting on the drawing from Unit 3, we'll practice that. Okay, so here is a good example. Okay, here's your examples. So I think we just need to get started. So I'm actually going to pause the recording. Oh, actually, let me keep it going for a minute. Because let me introduce Unit 3. So Unit 3, you should have done this for homework. You have your procs versus ukes. That's just something you've got to kind of memorize, okay? Make sure you know the difference in the ribosomes. So they're similar in the fact that they have ribosomes that do protein synthesis. An easy way to remember this is prokaryotes are smaller organisms. They have smaller ribosomes, and 70 is a smaller number than 8. Okay, so prokaryotes, small, small, small. Eukaryotes, larger organisms, larger ribosomes, larger numbers. ADS. This a lot review. Hopefully you know at least what most of these structures have done in the past, but I think that's just kind of something you got to write down and make sure you know. Okay, so drawings. We already know what a micrograph is a photo. So your standard, one standard of yours, is drawings of the ultrastructure of prokaryotic cells based on electron micrographs. So at least one of you is going to have this as a syllabus statement. What you should do is take a picture of the drawing you are about to do in your packet and insert that into your syllabus statement. Okay? I know a lot of you guys are on your Chromebooks, and I'm just really hoping you're not missing any of these instructions. Okay, so with your drawing, if you're drawing from the screen or if you're a Chromebook, you want to make the length of your cell about 150 millimeters long. It doesn't have to be exact, but get out a ruler. That's kind of this, and I'll show you why later. But I want you to make it about 150 millimeters long. And you're, again, just going to draw what you see. So your drawing should come out something similar like this. Okay. If you're on the slides, yes, you could go straight to this and just copy this. Please don't do that. That's not going to help you. Okay. What I want you to do is ignore this, draw from here. Okay. You can draw it vertical. You can draw it horizontal. You're drawing the cell in the middle. Because on a test, you're going to get a picture, a micrograph, and you're going to have to draw and label it on your own and title it on your own and all of that. Okay, so try to do it on your own, and then the next slide will give you. Okay, so we started microscopes over here before. I'd like to start over here this time. So I'm going to get our microscopes out. You guys can actually start grabbing them from the cupboard. And these three work? No? The ones down here work? Okay. Alexis, this table, can you come grab from down here? For different microscopes. So you'll need a cord and a microscope. You guys notice our beautiful skeleton? You guys are
Literally on the page. Why do you guys think that I'm not wrong?
I will put the slides up front. I think you guys are a little close to over. Zip lining? Where'd you go zip lining? Where is he?
It's like 4 hours. Oh, that way. No, that way.
Okay, so you guys have fire strip over there. Fire strip here.
Oh.
And you guys have microscopes? We have 2 more microscopes. 2 people can come here. Let's waste no time. Get on over here.
So we just trying that one?
You guys, yes, are drawing this. I need 2 people at this table on microscopes. That's faster.
Oh, you do?
People. All right, make sure you're not distracted.
Flip.
We can always set them away.
Check out the fedora trick.
All right, you guys should have your notes out, page 4. Notes out, page 4. You guys are drawing on blank paper, so remember to take a copy of that application. You guys are drawing on page 4. All right.
He's like, competing.
Remember, if you need the rules, there is usually 2 packets. Remember to hold the slides on the side. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. The actual drawing stuff. Yeah, bro. Done.
What is that on your phone? What?
Should I put the lens lights up here? Papers.
How old is that company?
If you need help focusing or if you have questions, always wondering, raise your hand. Drawing. Or my nephew says drawing.
No.
Let's get it started.
150 millimeters.
Dude, which is it?
Which is it?
Yeah.
Millimeters.
You like eggplant?
So
You're upside down. Yeah, just the one. If that's about 150 millimeters, that's good. But I would take that line out.
yeah, that was the measurement.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can draw from the screen, or if you want, you can pull it up. So right there, you're gonna draw that cell in the middle. And you can do it vertical or horizontal.
I can label it.
You eventually will label it. Let's start with getting it drawn. Right, so you're gonna go back to the labeling you should have done for homework. Or in the notes. You did too. It's nice. Cool. All right, you guys good on your drawings? Good so far? Doing it. Yeah, so Sammy, in the notes, you had this picture that you're supposed to label. So you want to see if you can find the structures on that that match the structure. Sure. Make sure you definitely have those two regions of light and two regions of dark. Sorry, I also.
Let's get it started. I got it. You okay? What are you looking for? A good one? Want a what?
It's under a microscope. You're all gonna be. You don't even know what it's gonna be.
You like test this. That one's easy. Which one did you get?
Label them, bro. Getting it.
It's not working. Stop moving.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Say it right here. You didn't mean to. The label. What did you do? Don't bother people.
Then if you do not eat so much, I didn't eat for last time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You're right.
It's so stupid. Literally. I'm sorry, I'm not a drawer.
Two, 3, and 5. All right. You're drawing ready? You got the labels? Okay, yeah. Do that. That's just coming. Looks beautiful. Yeah, so I would do that picture that you were supposed to label for homework. Do that. It's the same organism.
Why can't we just shade it?
The rules. I don't know why the rules are the rules, but they are. Okay, I'll be regrading those tonight, so I'll see you in my reports. Okay, cool. So you're gonna do brush with nature instead of your drawing.
I have so much work to do for
I know.
school.
This I'm giving you extra time. This I want done right now. You want to label this the best you can based on this. If you want to take a break on shading and go to labeling and titling and then go back to shading. How are we doing here?
Yeah, drawing back.
All of it? It's so slow. Why can't I just
Yeah.
get it?
So that's something that, yeah, you could do all the other hard stuff in class. Got it. And make sure it takes up about only half of the page. You want to take up the whole thing. Because you need to leave room on the edges for labeling and the top for typing.
No. Wait, we have to dot it. What is shading? Oh. What the? I think I'm a future tattoo artist. You didn't sniffle. If you don't want to do it, you can play a game with it. Put your hand down. Can I get cheeky over here?
You're a bully.
Wait a minute.
Alan, check out my door.
All right, I need to give a couple of announcements, please. So, actually, pause our recording. Okay, if you are on the microscopes, please take note of what magnification you are drawing at. You need this for your title, yes? So maybe flip over to the back of your clean white paper. This is just for people on microscopes. Please, everybody do this with me on microscope. Flip to the back of your paper, write your name, write the organism. What does it say on your slide? What are you drawing? And please write the total magnification. So we are going to do multiplication, yes? So we need to multiply our ocular and whatever objective you are using. What are our oculars? So guys on microscope, I really hope you're hearing me. Your total mag is not just what your objective says. You have to multiply, guys. You have to multiply your ocular, the one by your eyeball, times your objective. Okay? So find your ocular and multiply by your objective. And make note of that on the back, because if I take you off these microscopes, you may not be able to remember what you did, right? So on the back of your paper, you should have your name, the organism name, and the total magnification, ocular times objective. Okay, are people drawing on paper? So the goal here, if everyone could actually stop dotting for a second, I won't take much of your time. The goal here would be to use your understanding of the prokaryotic structure to label this image. So for notes, you had to label this organism, yes? So you may not be able to see, actually you will not be able to see every structure in your drawing because our microscope is not quite that good, right? So what you want to try to do is see from your drawing, what structures can you see? And label. Don't label like this because this is angles. You want angles. Be straight. But ask yourself, am I seeing a capsule? Am I seeing a cell wall? Am I seeing a plasma membrane? My suggestion for that, since not all prokaryotes have a capsule or a cell wall, you want to start from the inside. How many layers are you seeing? The inside layer is going to be the membrane. Whatever is outside of that is going to be a cell wall. Okay, if you have a third layer, that would be a test. Then look on the inside. What's happening on the inside? Do we see a nucleoid region?
Yeah.
By the way, the nucleoid region is going to be the light region. The darker region is going to be what's outside of that. Okay? So do your best to try to get a title and labels, because I know a lot of you are almost done drawing. I would suggest do your dotting later. You don't need my help to shade. You might need my help to write a title and to stipple. Thank you. You don't need my help to do the stippling, but you may need my help to get a title and labels. Okay, so do that next. So you have a labeled prokaryote in your notes if you did your homework. If not, you may consult the slides. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so from this image, we can stop dotting for a second. Stippling, I should say. You can see what you're drawing is labeled tiny at the top. If we're drawing a genus species, if we're writing that, well, how do we write it? Scientific name always is drawn in italics or underlined. So you have that choice. If you want to try to draw italics, or you can underline the E. coli. It also tells you at the bottom, you can't see it on this slide, but at the bottom, it does tell you that it is drawn at 78,000. For some reason, you can't see it on my current screen. But on this image, if you look at it on your Chromebooks, you should be able to see here. Let me go this way. Yeah. So it does tell you at the bottom, really little, it says X 78,000. So you know your magnification. Okay. So to get your title, remember, you want to put what are you drawing? What are you drawing it from? And what's your magnification? So in your title, you need to have E. coli, 78,000X, and micrograph. Okay, and make that sound nice. With your labels, remember they have to be horizontal. So notice that this person has no vertical, no angled. Okay? With the scale bar, because you know how to do this, you know the equation to find the actual size of the drawing, yes? So what you can do is you can draw a line that goes the whole length of your E. coli, and you have to calculate, how did these people get 2 micrometers? How did we do that? Well, what 2 pieces do we know? We know the mag and the size of the drawing. So we can do 78,000X, it tells you down here, 78,000X equals, now if you drew 150 millimeters, you would use that. If your E. coli is bigger or smaller than 150, you need to measure your E. coli. Okay, so you do 78,000 equals however long your drawing is divided by X. And that would give you what you put on your scale bar. Okay, so if you need help from this next slide, you could get that. But at this point, I need to get you on microscopes. So you're going to pause your drawing. People on microscopes, please stage down, low mag, slides away. And people drawing in your notes, you have 15 minutes to pick a slide, get your information, and get a picture. Okay, so we got to do that quick. I'm in your microscope drawing, you'll get a blank sheet of paper.